me, my performance sort of ends when the camera cuts. That's it. And in fact, in large gatherings and social gatherings, I'm the complete opposite.
मतलब मैंने इसको कोट दिया, मुझे भी रियलाइज हो कि यार ठंडी लग रही है, तू मुझे वापस दे यार मेरा कोट.
The camera didn't capture him stealing it
Yeah.
back.
आपने देखा होगा कि मैं कोट दे के मैं निकल गया था, मैं कहीं झाड़ वाड़ के पीछे छुपा हुआ था, ऐसे कांप रहा था.
There's this sort of expectation that when Ranveer arrives, he's going to come with this incredible amount of energy, and I think he's also dealt with the opposite, which is if he's just being himself, which people don't see, people start thinking like he's not okay, like bhai, is everything okay?
So the bad thing about Deepika is that I mean, for me, I really feel that's a little intimidating because I think she can see through your wall, and she can read, and and she'll make sure that she knows that you know
what?
She knows.
I love that. Way to go, Deepika.
I know that you know that she knows that. Okay, we all know. Basically, okay. I think there's a lot of people around her saying, stand like this, pose like this, do this, and he's young. I think she should just find herself.
I have been flaunting to the world and my friends how amazing and calm I've been on this film, and it just all on one thing.
I think what I absolutely love about him is
my no sense of awareness.
Hello everyone, I'm Rudrani and welcome to Speak Easy. My guests today are very special and also unafraid to explore the depths of relationship and especially the flawed ones. Hello Team Gehraiyaan, how are you doing today?
You got a very deep voice.
It's very Gehra.
My first question is to the captain of the ship. I want to know, were you at time ever thinking of, will this be acceptable, or do you not really getting the burden of things like that when you're making a film like this, on whether it's about infidelity or whether it's about any other flawed character in a relationship?
Well, you're always aware that you have to make sure that you kind of thread the needle. You take all you make very measured moves, and because if the responsibility is on you, if you're doing something that's not been done, you have to make sure that it's inviting, it's more welcoming to people as opposed to alienating them. So you want to make it as comfortable for the audience to come into the world and hope that once they are with you, that you can give them a story and an experience in which they can kind of submerge themselves. So yes, there is a forethought, but at the same time, I don't let that turn into a burden. In fact, that's the fun part. That's the exciting part, because it's like when you're doing like magic tricks, you want to make sure that you entertain, but at the same time, you want to make sure you kind of hide all the tricks. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoy that.
I've also heard a little birdie tells me that for someone who has these in-depth explorations of relationships, it's very difficult for you to hold your laughter in very serious scenes. Is that true, Shakun?
Not at all.
Am I the
look
birdie?
at me right now.
You are the birdie.
Private birdie.
Yeah, well, listen, I have to say it's just one of those things. I get awkward in serious situations, and that's just like my defense mechanism. So if someone's crying and they come and see me right after that, I get awkward and I don't know how to keep a straight face. So I try better next time, because this is really taken away from my reputation as a serious director.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's taking you seriously.
I think it'll be really sad if after this I did a comedy film and then when
just cry the whole film.
People came to me with like after a good funny scene, I'm like always like so maybe it's better this way, but yes, who knows?
Who knows? Deepika, you had such a great year. Of course, how can we forget that you produced and acted in one of the most acclaimed films of the year. With 83, and the kind of love was so overwhelming for you, I'm sure. Long chat with Ranveer about it as well. And then, of course, like I said earlier in the beginning, there's so much acceptance of what you all put out when it comes to this film, which also gives us hope that, maybe the audience is not as judgmental and it's not that scary to experiment with your craft as actors, isn't it?
Absolutely. In fact, I feel like we're able to make these choices today as actors or as a director or as producers because I think the audience is ready for this kind of cinema. So I think while a lot of it is us wanting to bring new content to an audience, I think a large part of it is also us feeding off the audience and understanding that they're ready for cinema that isn't served to you on a platter. Films that make you think, that are layered, and films where everything is not sort of black and white. It is grey, as is life, and so I think a lot of it also comes from, like I said, the cues that we take from society and from the audience, and what the audience really is ready for. And I think, if anything, the last couple of years, COVID especially, the lockdown, I think all of that has also taught us a lot in terms of what kind of content the audience is ready for.
Absolutely. And I would still like to congratulate you on 83. Do you feel like a proud producer for backing stories that I'm sure the world wants to see more of?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think, and especially being an athlete myself and coming from a sporting family, to tell a story of one of the biggest moments in Indian sporting history, I mean, what more can I ask for? And also, I think more than just, of course, there's the achievement part of it, but there's also so much about the human spirit and what all of them had to go through, and it tells you so much more about these people and their experiences, and it's also a human story. And yeah, I think that's the most exciting part about turning producer as well. Sometimes you don't necessarily find a place in a film as an actor, but it still empowers you to tell great stories.
Absolutely. And I'm sure there'll be so many more from your side, things like that. This question actually comes from what Ranveer said to me recently. As an entertainer, I take the burden of entertaining. I feel it's my responsibility that anybody I meet, whether through films or otherwise, I want to entertain them. How do you look at yourself as an entertainer?
I think in that sense, we're very different people. I think the burden of being an entertainer, not just in front of the camera, but otherwise as well.
Yeah.
And I think it's been like that actually for him since childhood. I think he was always sort of used like a, like bacha party mein nacho. It's true.
I totally know that.
He's, so I think maybe it stems from that. I mean, I'm assuming it stems from that, but he always feels like there's this sort of expectation that when Ranveer arrives, he's going to come with this incredible amount of energy, and I think he's also dealt with the opposite, which is if he's just being himself, which people don't see, people start thinking like he's not okay, like, bhai, is everything okay, and are you not feeling well or something, like if he's not his the side of him that people know. So and that's okay, but having said that, I mean, we're both very, very different people in that sense, and for me, my performance sort of ends when the camera cuts. That's it. And in fact, in large gatherings and social gatherings, I'm the complete opposite. Like, he is comfortable being the center of attention and entertaining people, and I'll be in the corner very happy just watching and observing people, and I'm absolutely okay with that. Yeah.
Siddhant, by the way, I'd like to say, I think, Siddhant, you manifested working with Deepika in 19. We discussed about this even during Monday and Tabli, I remember. So we made a list of people he'd like to work with, and I think a lot of them have been tick marked, but this was on the top of his list, Deepika.
Right after Gully Boy, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Exactly. But tell me, Siddhant,
he's not a fan of mine, he said, so.
When did I say that? No. That. What?
Spicy.
No, she's just putting me in the spot.
No, I'm just troubling him.
Yeah.
I know that you wanted Bunty and Bubbly probably to be a bigger success. You gave it your all. And, and now that you're into promotions of Gehraiyaan and you see the kind of reaction that, is it kind of still satisfying that, you know what, we can move on from what we worked on because there's so much more that you still have to give and to prove?
Well, to be honest, I don't want to move on. A part of me is still there, the part which put in the work, and I had a great time. It was different. I explored myself in a very different way. So for me, I don't move on, but I just put those memories in like a tijori, and I keep revisiting it. So I never regret anything, because I think अभी तक जितना भी मिला वो बहुत ही ज़्यादा है. So everything is just me living my dream. So everything is special. Every moment after the 14th of Feb 2019 has been special. And again, this film is coming around the same time. So I'm not very superstitious or anything, but I'm kind of getting the same response, which about the trailer, about the songs, which obviously during that time I was in the back seat. Nobody knew, people didn't know, the world didn't know that I exist, but I knew, and I was just waiting, behind, my walls to just, let it happen. And it's the same kind of response. It's just that I'm there now, I'm sitting here and I'm promoting this film. So it's just been, a constant journey of growth. I've just been growing and learning with every film, with every project. So, yeah, I am just quite happy.
The scenes that Deepika and you have, even in the trailer, there is this beautiful, passionate, intimate scenes that I think is being also appreciated as really great chemistry. I want to know how is that for you? Because I know there was an intimacy director, but for you to get that perfected and to be recognized as natural chemistry, even if the film gets released, is a huge compliment.
Well, the chemistry is, I think, it's all Shakun. I mean, he kind of made us feel comfortable, and we had a lot of workshops. We had an intimacy coordinator and a director, Dargai and Astha. They, helped us with the process, but, that's one thing. But I always feel that for me as an actor, it's very important to kind of, submit, to just go beyond what I'm comfortable in, to, push myself out of the comfort zone. I was signed on Gully Boy 15 days before the shoot. And the chemistry in that with Ranveer is also like, it became a thing, the brotherhood there. And that's what we do as actors. And I'm glad and I'm fortunate to, be working with such great, fine actors. I think it's also them. And I just do my thing, whatever the director tells me to. But I am going to go all in, put all in, and, just have a good time with my co-actors. So that's what we did then. That's what we're doing now. So yeah.
And before I move on to Ananya, let me tell you, the internet is blowing up with your chivalrous act of you lending your coat to Ananya, braving the Mumbai cold. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, it was very cold yesterday.
It was freezing.
It was freezing. मतलब मैंने इसको कोट दिया, मुझे भी रियलाइज हुआ कि यार ठंडी लग रही है, तू मुझे वापस दे यार मेरा कोट.
The camera didn't capture him stealing it.
आपने देखा होगा कि मैं कोट देख के मैं निकल गया था, मैं कहीं झाड़ वाड़ के पीछे छुपा हुआ था, ऐसे कांप रहा था.
The best part of the act got captured. Everybody's like, how chivalrous.
I mean, we share a very
yeah.
I mean, yeah. We're doing one more film after this.
Yeah, we're doing one more film after this. Together.
Yeah, she terms it as the Kajol and Shah Rukh of this generation, but
don't do that. I was joking. It was supposed to be like a private thing.
What do you think about that?
That is so funny.
Sorry?
She's like, sorry. He just said the Kajol and Shah Rukh of the generation.
I did not. It was a private secret that Sid has just let
But that's
out.
what we manifest, right?
Yeah, we're manifesting it. We're
See, as you said,
manifesting it.
whatever we manifest, it just comes true. So
Sid is manifesting it.
Yeah.
No pressure.
We want to be that. It's an iconic duo, so we want to be that.
Yeah,
Why not?
yeah.
What should your
Ananya, I think it's... Ananya, I feel like this movie must be so extra special to you. We've chatted about how, you want to do so much more and go beyond what people expect from you. In that case, for you, was it overwhelming? Because you started so young and people, are obviously always judging you and, you want to prove your point. And this really gets, you to sink your teeth into a character like this and so young?
Yeah, as you said, I have always wanted to do more. And honestly, I have been lucky with the films that I've already done in terms of the characters that I got to play. They all had something for me to tap into. But I felt with this film, I honestly surprised myself also a little bit, because I remember when I heard the film, I was really scared about how I was going to do it, and I was really nervous, and I especially marked down certain scenes, and I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, and this day is going to be really hard and stuff. But I think because Shakun believed in me, it made it a little easier for me to believe in myself, honestly. I didn't have a choice but to kind of go in, dive in deep, and this was my one and only chance, I guess, to kind of give it my all, and I really did want to. I'm really hungry to kind of prove myself and win the love of audiences.
No.
Yeah, because I've always wanted to be an actor, so I'm just happy that I'm here and I'm getting to do what I love every single day. And I want to keep doing more. I want to keep growing and evolving and challenging myself. It feels great, but I feel like the best part about Deepika and my relationship is that we never kind of forced it to be anything. I think whatever it is, it's happened naturally. And I feel like that's why I say we're like sisters, is because you don't choose your family, You kind of have to let that relationship become what it is. And I think that's what happened with us. We've kind of let it take on what it is. I think we give each other a lot of space, but then we also have an incredibly warm relationship with each other. And I feel, especially in scenes that we're doing with each other, I feel like I just have to look at her sometimes in scenes and I feel so much already. So it's just like a blessing to play off of her as an actor also.
I think consciously also, Ananya, you are really trying to choose subjects that are so far off from each other, right? So that you touch everywhere. You have Liger, you have so many more things happening for you.
I am doing it consciously, just in the way because I just don't want to kind of put myself in a box. I want to try everything. I want to explore and then find what I love doing. But with this film, I feel like I've kind of tasted blood and I feel like I want to do more of this stuff. So I'm like, Shakun, take me in every film that you have ever.
Talking about experimenting, Deepika, I mean, what you have for the audiences, I think is so exciting. Are you feeling like, are you satisfied, or is that a word that never happens to you?
I don't think I'd be here 15 years if I was satisfied. But no, I mean, no, I'm never satisfied. I'm just never satisfied. I just feel like there's always so much more to do and so much more to learn. Yeah, I think I still have a lot left to give.
And I think the audience is ready to see you kick ass with Hrithik and Fighter.
Yeah, there's Pathan with Shah Rukh after this, and then there's Fighter with Hrithik, and then there's Project K with Prabhas.
Wow.
For now. And this.
For now.
In the next 3 weeks.
I don't think your fans can complain saying that when is the next launching now. You are gonna, there's a lot of Deepika Padukone happening here. A quality that you admired in the other person, and a quality that you don't like so much, but you still admire.
Why are you looking at me? I'm not going to start.
Shakun wanted to start for all 4 of them, and then they'll do the thing as well.
Goofy.
Okay.
You like that about me, no?
Yeah. Like. So goofy, disciplined, romantic.
Why do you like that about him?
He's just like
all heart.
It's just like, yeah.
Is it because of all the romantic Instagram posts of Siddhant?
Yeah, S notes. We have a separate log that we keep of S notes that we share when we have to make fun of things sometimes.
Deepika the first, because she arrives on the sets early as well, no? Shakun?
Yeah. She is extremely disciplined about everything in her life. So I mean, it's not just one thing. It's about how she approaches a day, I guess. What I don't like.
That's so like, I'm scared. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's one of those funny things that we got lucky. I think we got a bunch of really fun people on set. What I don't like.
Say it's okay.
Well,
I'll cry later.
This one.
No, I mean, I genuinely don't have it, so I don't want to waste your time. So,
Okay, fair enough.
What I like about Shaq is
Shaq.
sorry,
Shaq.
I call it Shake Shack.
Gehraiyaan
my
का
height.
What I like about Shaq is that he has this quality of he really is curious about people, and he's very inclusive about everyone. He makes an effort kind of to make sure everyone's included, and it's not an effort when it comes to him. Like, he's genuinely that person. About DP, what I like about her is she's brave in every way, with all her choices, with what she says, with everything. She's just brave. Sidley, he's funny. He's really funny, and he's himself. And I think he's also he has a self check, a very strong self check. Does that make sense? Bad. Even I don't feel anything bad about anyone.
I think if we're able to take praise, I think we should be able to take criticism.
But the thing is, what is this?
What to
Like,
say?
why don't you start by hating us, and then we'll come back to you.
No, but it's tough. I don't know if we. I'm just saying that no one should hold back because we feel like
No,
the
you're
other
not
person
holding.
is not
I'm
bad.
just trying to really. No, I agree. I'm just trying to say, holy.
I can say one thing about Sid that I would like to change. That I think he's so funny and he's so himself that sometimes he gets so shy and he doesn't like show that side to people. And sometimes I'm just like, I wish Sid would say that funny thing right now, because I know what he's thinking and he doesn't say it.
Do it, Sid.
Do it. Just do
You know
it.
what you're thinking.
Yeah.
She said his bad thing.
I'll say bad things about everyone.
Yeah, of course.
I love Deepika taking charge of this.
Let's start off with the bad
I wish
Sorry,
Shaq-
guys, I was not going to be principal on this one.
I wish Shakun was
monitor.
taller.
That's what you don't.
That's my mom.
That's what you're going to say in this interview.
I'm trying to think.
You know
I
your
could just,
answer.
I always know my answers.
you know a bad thing also about everyone.
Yeah, obviously it's so.
It's so
obvious.
easy?
Yeah, why can't you guys say it?
Say it, say it.
So you say.
I'll start off with the bad and I'll then.
Yeah,
everything.
Oh, that's a
great.
good
That's a
one.
good- yeah, yeah.
Smart.
Wow.
So the bad thing about Deepika is that she is. I mean, for me, I really feel that's a little intimidating because I think she can see through your wall, and she can read. And sometimes you know, you just feel like a little intimidated by that and a little. You know,
That is true.
yeah, so she's very self-aware. So she can see through, and and she'll make sure that she knows that you know
what.
that she knows.
I love that. Way to go, Deepika.
I know that you know that she knows
No,
that. Okay,
we
so
all know.
Basically, okay.
The good thing about her is that she is very I think I would say अच्छी चीजें बोलने में टाइम लग रहा है मुझे.
पहले सब bad ही बता देना.
Siddhant,
Shakun?
like everybody was like, just do it. And now this you.
He's really doing it. I shouldn't have
Now
given him
don't
this
hold
advice.
back. Don't
Yeah,
just
Just go for it.
Shakun's bad thing is I think he gets anxious very early. He gets panic. You know, he really panics a lot.
Just when I was thinking I was such a like a stable,
Yeah. So
Shakun,
he
do you
can-
want a do-over for your answer?
he really ruined my self-image because I thought that through this film I've been my calmest, most composed self. Cut to Sid's like, "Arey yaar,
You were less calm than this before.
have you not? Yeah, you met me before this.
I've heard Kapoor. It sounds true.
The best part is when Shakun acts like he's not anxious, but there's anxiety written all over his face. That's the one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one.
Ananya, the thing about her is I think I mean she can be more confident than she actually thinks she is. You know.
That's true.
Yeah, that's what is bad because I think she can go out and kill it, but she just I know she sits back and she keeps thinking, and I think she
Overthinker.
overthinks, overstalks.
We're all changing our
Instagram.
therapist.
Yeah, we're like, oh wow.
Cut to,
Yeah.
Who's taking an appointment?
okay, Sid, now
Now
good
please say the good things you can't end.
Just bad.
It's okay. We said enough.
You
good
said you
things.
knew all your answers.
A good thing about Deepika is that she's very clear in her head. I mean, it's very hard in this age to be clear, especially with everything around social media. But she knows what she's doing. And if I say clear, I mean, she is very, she can easily compartmentalize things, and not let one thing affect the other,
That is true.
So she is emotional, but she has a very, very strong practical side as well, which is great. With Shakun, I think
Anxiety.
It's a good thing.
it's a good thing. The good thing is, I think he believes in nurturing young talent around him. He really, I would talk about the film. Most of the crew, our writer, the people who are shooting, Kaushal, all of them are young, and it's for most of them, it's like the first project, and he has literally picked them up, some of them from Instagram DMs, and he has nurtured them, and now they're doing some, great work out there. So I think he's got a mentorship which is it's not like the obvious mentorship. He'll be your friend. He wouldn't let you know that he's mentoring you, but he really nurtures you a lot, and that's something really great about him. With Ananya, I think she's very positive. Obviously, she must be thinking and overthinking, but her conclusive statements are always positive about everybody.
So positive.
It's always positive, even though she'd think 100 things, but in the end she'd be really nice, and she'd be really kind, and she'd only end on a positive note with everything. So I think that's really good. That's really, she won't keep any grudges. She'd move on, not maybe speak up, but she'll just take it all in and just be positive about it.
Okay, I'm using your same strategy. I will say the bad things first. I can't think of anything though, honestly. I'm going to have to agree with a lot of the things that he said. I think Ananya, though I've been saying it in a lot of my interviews, that she's extremely intelligent, which I don't think she's aware of her, like what she's capable of. And like he said, I think she's underconfident, which I think is also okay. I mean, she's so young, and she'll grow into it. But actually, it's not even a bad thing. I'm taking that back.
Yeah.
I'm taking that back because I feel like if you are already like 21 or 23, and you're like Miss Know It All, then where is the journey really? So I actually like the fact that she has. What I like about her, let me say what I like about her. What I like about her is her upbringing. And I think a lot of that credit goes to her parents as well. I think she's extremely grounded. She's a very, very grounded girl. So great upbringing. And I've seen that a little bit in her sister as well. And I say a little bit because I've never really met her sister, but whatever I see, they just seem like a very grounded family. So I think that's what I love about her. That's your learning. So if there's anything I don't like about her, I think she should stop listening to the people around her who keep telling her how she should be and what she should do.
Like this. I'm not going to listen to you.
Great.
I think there's a lot of people around her saying, stand like this, pose like this, do this. And he's young. I think she should just find herself.
But that's truly great advice. That's amazing advice. Absolutely.
Shakun, what do I dislike about him? That he gets worried and anxious very fast.
I really thought I did a great job on this film. I have to restart all.
Smiling and the tears are like falling
I'm not
down.
joking. I have been flaunting to the world and my friends how amazing and calm I've been on this film. And it just all gone to waste with this one thing.
I think what I absolutely love about him is
my no sense of awareness.
that there's he's here with reason and he's here with purpose. I mean, there's no, it's not, I mean, of course, I think a lot of it is what both of them said, which is he has this incredible talent of nurturing people, and he doesn't make them feel like I'm doing you a favor and I'm giving you an opportunity and I'm launching you. And he just makes it seem so effortless for everybody that they are actually doing the work. A lot of the ideas or a lot of the enthusiasm is coming from him, but he empowers people.
Yeah.
Everything that he does, there's a lot of thought. And there's purpose behind what he does. He doesn't do things just for the heck of doing it. There's no winging it. So yeah, there's a lot of heart and there's a lot of thought behind everything that he does.
Sid is looking a little intimidated. I think I see that look. He's scared.
ये क्या बोलने वाली है?
Sid, like आप सच बोल दिया, अब झूठ बोलना पड़ेगा.
Actually, his strength and his weakness is kind of the same, I think, which is he has this really, like Ananya said, like this moral compass that he's based on his upbringing, and he's doing everything that he can within his capacity to hold on to that. And I think that's an incredible quality to have. But I think also sometimes, in some instances, that could hold him back. So I think, and now I'm going into advice, which is, I think, use that wisely. Like know when to hold on to it, and know when to appreciate it, but also know that you have this new life that you're walking into, and when to embrace the change.
You know, you mentioned about moral compass, and I want to say that a lot of you as a person also, I feel, I may be wrong sometimes, you are that person. You know, a lot of your ideologies are also reflective of when you speak publicly or of your films.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you reach a place in your life where you feel like when you do things, there should be thought and purpose behind it. That's one. And two, I think when you're in a place where you can influence, then you want to use that in the right way. And I think that's just all that there is to it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you once again. Lots of